This is a regular meeting of the Middletown Township Committee being held August 21st, 2017. The notice requirements provided for the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Star Ledger, the Independent, Two River Times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building and filing with the Township Clerk all on January 5th, 2017. Committee Fury. Committee Sal. Committee Zanabrino.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Murray. Mayor Scharpenberger.
Here.
At this time, we're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We could just take a moment of silence to honor the troops serving worldwide, defending our freedom, Constitution, and way of life. Thank you very much. The first item on the agenda will be the administration of oath of office for our new police officers. If I could invite Tony Carito and his family to come forward for the oath of office for the swearing in.
I, Tony B. Carito, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, and I do swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of police officer according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
this time, I'd like to invite Salvatore G. Albanese and his family to come forward for his swearing in.
I, Salvatore G. Albanese,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and I do swear to faithfully,
and I do swear to faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. At this time, I'd like to invite Douglas P. Haberman to come forward with his family to be sworn in as police officer. I, Douglas P. Hageman,
I, Douglas P. Haberman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and I do swear to faithfully,
and I do swear to faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. invite Antonio Saccone III to come forward for his oath along with his family members that are present today.
You don't get tired of your sister.
I, Antonio Saccone III,
I, Antonio Saccone III,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the government
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and I do swear to faithfully,
and I do swear to faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of sergeant
of the office of sergeant
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
At this time, I'd like to invite Richard Busella to come forward to be sworn in to his promoted office of sergeant along with his family.
I, Richard Fusella,
I, Richard Busella,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the government
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I do swear to faithfully,
and I do swear faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of sergeant
of the office of sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. In case anybody wants to leave, I know the chief wants to say something, but I just want to say on behalf of the Township Committee how proud and honored we are to have new officers certainly step up and join the force, but the promotions, and it's well earned, and I guess everybody by now is ready. I'm going to have to jump ahead to our other proclamations about Middletown's rating as one of the safest communities in the entire nation, and #1 safest community in New Jersey. So we're very proud of that, and you're looking at a lot of the folks here who are responsible for it. So we're very honored and very proud, and thank you in advance for everything you do for us. Thank you.
Very briefly, I'd like to thank the mayor and the committee for allowing us to hire 3 new officers. We had 3 retirements August 1st. 2 of them were sergeants, so I'm very fortunate we were able to promote 2 sergeants as well. The 3 new officers, Officer Carino is a lifelong Middletown resident, has an associate's degree from New Jersey City University, veteran of the Air Force, and he was stationed in the United Arab Emirates in the Middle East. Officer Albanese is also a member of the United States National Guard, has an associate's degree from Brookdale Police Station in the Middle East of Qatar. And Officer Haberman is also a veteran of the Army Reserves, served in Iraq. He has an associate's degree from Brookdale, was previously employed as corrections officer from Monmouth County. All 3 of them actually began the police academy a couple of weeks ago, so we have back in for the formal ceremony tonight. So I want to thank them for joining us. Officer Saccone was hired in 2006. He has a bachelor's degree from the University of South Carolina. Was previously employed by Maplewood, New Jersey Police Department. And Officer Fusella joined the police department in 1990. Has a lot of experience, worked in the detective bureau and patrol division. And it will be very good supervisors. And I'd like to welcome our new officers. Thank you for joining the department. Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Next on our agenda will be a proclamation recognizing September 2017 as National Recovery Month in Middletown. At this time, Vern Foster from Crawford Rd Municipal Line and Program Director Andrew Pavillion. I would ask them to come forward for the proclamation.
See you, Ron. Take care. Hi, Joe.
Get out there.
Yeah, we have the same shirts.
Yeah, we're matching right now.
Okay, everybody. This proclamation is for National Alcohol and Drug Addiction Recovery Month, September 20, for marking in September 2017. And I and along with Chief Weber are on the Drug and Alcohol Alliance. We've been there for 15 years now or something. And we're very fortunate in Middletown to have such a great and active group to help fight this absolutely out of control epidemic. And I don't think there's anybody in this room who hasn't been touched with it in some way, either directly or indirectly, or knows a neighbor who's, who's a child doing stuff and stuff. And I remember, growing up, I grew up in the 60s, okay? And, as a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, you knew about this stuff. Now kids are confronted with this in grade school. So it's really a scary thing as a parent. And the good news is we have some really good, very effective programs and great alliance here that's really fighting the good fight and really changing the lives and saving the lives of many people here in Middletown. So I'm going to read this, hopefully it will not be so long. Whereas National Recovery Month is a national event every September to educate Americans that substance use treatment and mental health services can enable those with a mental and/or substance use disorder to live a healthy and rewarding life. And whereas Recovery Month celebrates the gains made by those in recovery just as we celebrate health improvements made by those who are managing other health conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, asthma, and heart disease. The observance reinforces the positive message that behavioral health is essential to overall health. Prevention works. Treatment is effective and people can and do recover. Millions of Americans' lives have been transformed through recovery. And truncated a little bit. Whereas to help more people achieve and sustain long-term recovery, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, Township of Middletown and Middletown Municipal Alliance, and Crossroads at the Lincroft Annex invite all residents of Middletown, New Jersey to participate in the national. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Jerry Schaffner, and the Middletown Township Committee do hereby proclaim the month of September 2017 as National Recovery Month in Middletown Township and call upon the people of Middletown to observe this month with appropriate programs, activities, and ceremonies to support this year's Join the Voices for Recovery, Strengthen Families and Communities theme. Residents, neighbors, friends, and networking associates of Middletown are invited to the Alliance Community Rally at Middletown Day on September 23rd, 2017. Do you want to add anything from this?
No, I think it's important.
Why is boarded?
Angela is the vocal director.
Okay.
That's okay.
So is there anything you can add to
The only thing is our programs are working. Our Project Plus program for the fifth graders has been in existence since 2001. We have the support of administration, the mayor and the township committee. We have a lot of board members, Board of Education members here tonight, who are also alliance members. Angela has been around for quite a while. She just stepped up to program director status. We have a great working relationship with them. And on a personal note, I'm just happy that everyone was so willing to step up and was going for a while. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
At this time, we are going to read a certificate recognizing Middletown Township's ranking as the 9th safest place I'm sorry, the 9th safest place to raise a child in America in the 2017 Safe Advisory Report, and there is a safest city to raise a child. At this time, our attendance includes Chief Weber, the Police Department, and Middletown School Superintendent Dr. William George, and Board of Education members Sue Griffin, Jim Cody, Mike Donlin, Laura Kennedy, Ernie Donnelly, Andy Nichols, and Board President Danielle Walsh. Any of those people are present, please come forward. Go right ahead.
Now, what this certificate represents is, as Elizabeth said, Middletown was named by SafeWise.org, which is they track statistics, crime, and that sort of thing. And we were named the 9th safest community in the United States to raise a child, which is no small feat when you think of all of the area that includes. And we're very proud of that, and there's, I think, 3 big reasons. And you're looking at certainly one of the Board of Ed here, very active, very engaged with the student body, and certainly the parents, and all that put together, I think, makes a big difference. So with that, this certificate is awarded to the Middletown Township School District by the Middletown Township Committee in recognition of every educator's contribution to making Middletown one of the top 10 safest places in the nation to raise a child. High graduation rates, outstanding school rankings, and special service programs for kids and families are what helped the township achieve this ranking in the 2017 Safe Rise Report, the 30 safest cities to raise a child. Thank you and congratulations.
Well, I'm Mayor Shuffleberger, members of the Township Committee, to the Police Department, and that works so closely with us, Chief Weber. I just want to say that In my 30 years in education, I knew we had to establish this community that was more supportive of the school system. I know, when I was on the board speaking to the schools, we're very grateful for the work. We're very supportive and safe by the work of our police department, our township. So,
Right now. This is a certificate for the Middletown Police Department recognizing that their part in the town's ranking as the 9th safest place to raise a child in the State Advisory Report. One of the safest cities to raise a child.
Can I ask everyone for a group picture, guys, and go back to the officers?
I just want to read the certificate. This is the certificate of the police department for their role. This certificate is awarded to the Middletown Township Police Department by the Middletown Township Committee in recognition of every officer's effort to make Middletown one of the top 10 safest places to raise a child in the United States for the 2nd year in a row. Exceptionally low crime rates and diverse community programs are what helped us achieve this impressive ranking in the 2017 Statewide Report.
Terrell up to receive this proclamation.
So for those of you that don't recognize this advocacy dynasty we have here in town, the match advocacy, this is Courtney who's taken over the whole system. And do you want to say a few words about what you do for our conversation?
Well, my name is Elena. Well, we've been doing this for 10 years, so like spreading awareness in Middletown for ovarian cancer. And I would just like to thank our
Whereas ovarian cancer is called a silent disease because its symptoms are often vague or subtle, and whereas ovarian cancer is the 5th leading cause of cancer death among women and the leading cause of gynecological cancer death in the United States. Each year, more than 22,000 women are diagnosed with the disease, and approximately 16,000 die from it. And whereas, if detected in its early stages, survival from ovarian cancers is 90 to 95%. Yet the 5-year survival rate for the disease is only 28% because it is so difficult to detect early. And whereas September has been designated as National Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and whereas Turn the Towns Heal is a campaign to create awareness of ovarian cancer and its symptoms. This campaign was the inspiration of Gail Neal of Chatham, New Jersey, that goes forward amending and her honor. And whereas biodegradable ribbons will be tied on trees and poles throughout Middletown to raise awareness about the disease. Free symptom and information cards will be also placed at local businesses. And therefore, I, Mayor Jerry Schaffenberg, and the Middletown Township Committee do hereby proclaim that September 2017 is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month in Middletown Township. Be it further proclaimed that the governing body supports the Turn the Towns Heal awareness campaign. Thank you, Steve.
The next item on the agenda is a certificate presented to Chief Weber in the Middletown Township Police Department recognizing Middletown Township's ranking as the #1 safest city in New Jersey and the 8th in the nation, according to the National Council for Home Safety and Security's 2017 report, Top 100 Safest Cities in America. At this time, I would like to have Chief Weber and members of the police department come forward for this certificate.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we get a bump up in the rankings. But this has really been a tremendous year. And you know what? If you've read Middletown Matters, I think it was the first one this year, the earliest one, February, March. The front page was about the precipitous drop in crime rate here in Middletown, and a big chunk of the credit goes to our magnificent police department. And you know what? It's more than just patrolling up and down the roads. It's being really involved in the town. Everywhere you go, if you were to Middletown Day, you see the Middletown police there. We were at the VFW picnic yesterday. There was Deputy Chief Dollinger. Chief and I are on the Municipal Alliance, so they're really involved in the community, in addition to being, the first line of defense against crime. And, don't kid yourself. Word gets out that you don't want to mess around in Middletown. because they're not going to take any nonsense. So it's a really good thing. We're very proud, and it's getting tougher and tougher to top this. Where do you go from here? You know? But we really owe big debt of gratitude to the police department. We're very proud of them. Communication and cooperation between all the branches of the government, certainly the Board of Ed and everybody else involved has been tremendous. So with that, this certificate is awarded to the Middletown Township Police Department in recognition of every officer's dedication and professionalism to make Middletown the #1 safest city in New Jersey and the 8th in the nation, according to the National Council for Home Safety and Security's 2017 report, Top 100 Safest Cities in America. This acknowledgement is a reflection of the department's community-oriented approach to policing and proactive strategies that target crime. Congratulations.
Very briefly, very grateful for the recognition. The officers have been doing a phenomenal job day in, day out. They have a tremendous amount of support from the community as well as from the governing body. Hopefully we'll be recognized again next year, because I think the statistics are trending a year behind. We had another good year last year, so hopefully we'll be back again next year. I think in a nation of 320 million people spread across 50 states, it really is a credit to the job they did. Remarkable. We're going to be great as well. So thank you very much.
On the agenda, there's a certificate of appreciation to the Poricy Park Conservancy Board of Trustees for the $36,000 contribution to Middletown Township to the pavilion at Poricy Park. At this time, Elaine Hinckley, President of Poricy Park Conservancy Board of Trustees, and the members Peter Van Nortwick, Victoria Massa, David Wade, and if there are any other trustees in attendance, please come forward.
I'm sure most everybody in the room here knows about Poricy Park and this magnificent view that we have right now. It's 250 acres of history frozen in time. It's a magnificent historic site, nature preserve, and educational center all rolled into one. And we are so proud to have the wonderful Conservancy that oversees the operation and to recognize them. What I would like to do is read the certificate and then turn it over to Elaine, who has a little bit more information on why they're here. This certificate is awarded to the Poricy Park Conservancy Board of Trustees in recognition of their $36,000 contribution to the pavilion at Poricy Park. The pavilion will be a wonderful addition to our community, serving as an outdoor classroom and venue for concerts and programs that support their mission to preserve and enrich the park. Congratulations.
We are here this evening because of the mission of Poricy Park Conservancy, which is to preserve and enrich the park as a nature preserve and to educate the community about its historic and recreational resources. A number of years ago, a bequest was made to the Conservancy by the will of Anne Pascal Ellis for $25,000. The endowment was invested and it has grown to $36,000. The Conservancy has presented a check for $36,000 to the Township CFO, Colleen Lapp, so that it can be combined with capital funds and a grant from Sustainable New Jersey to build a pavilion at Poricy Park. This facility will serve as an outdoor classroom, a venue for possible concerts, and for programs in keeping with our mission. The Conservancy has been in contact with the Ellis family, and they are very pleased to learn that the request will be put to good use. The Ellis and Haskell families have long been promoters of historic and natural preservation in Middletown. The pavilion will have a plaque with the name of John C. Ellis, a former resident who was killed in a plane crash at Newark Airport in 1970, along with his brother-in-law, Mr. Haskell. The Ellis and Haskell families are well known in Middletown, and their names appear on many preserved acres and facilities. Mr. Ellis was also a founder of the Navesink Country Club on Navesink River Road, and the adjoining Ellis Farm has been preserved by the Monmouth Conservation Foundation. It is with great pleasure that the Poricy Park Conservancy gives this contribution to Middletown Township so that the community will be able to enjoy many new programs in keeping with its mission. We have an excellent working relationship with the Township, the Department of Public Works, and the Recreation Department. We are constantly researching additional donations and grants to enhance this facility. Thanks also to Amy Saranicolov and Janet Dellett, who were instrumental in acquiring the last piece of the package, the Sustainable Jersey Grant for $20,000, which will put a live roof on the pavilion, making it an unusual showplace and one which is anxiously awaited by the grant providers. Thank you.
The last item under this topic is a proclamation for the record. It's a proclamation recognizing July 18, 2017 as Brookdale Community College Day in Middletown Township in celebration of their 50th anniversary. Next on the agenda, we'll move to public hearing of proposed ordinances. Ordinance 2017-3200, an ordinance adopting redevelopment plan for Block 815, Block 1.01, 6, and 7 from the official tax map of the Township of Middletown.
Are there any members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance number 2017-3200? Yes, sir.
Good evening, my name is Don Watson, living at 1 Collinson Drive. This ordinance refers to the redevelopment of this property here, is that correct?
Yeah, this property and some of the adjoining lots.
Right, okay, I just want to make sure I got the right one. I was wondering that in this plan here, is there any sustainability as far as energy conservation going into this development project?
There will be, when we prepare the RFP, there'll be a lot of language in there regarding energy conservation, energy efficiency, and sustainability in the design of the new construction.
But I think in this case, it's just designating it a redevelopment area.
Yeah,
That's what this ordinance
That
says.
happens on this RFP stage.
This ordinance just declares that it's a redevelopment.
Right.
Okay. All right, but there will be some sustainability, like.
Yeah, the state has,
Geothermal heat and air conditioning.
yeah, the state actually has incentives that provide funding, so we're going to be looking for all the funding sources we can get out of one of them now.
All right, cool. And put solar panels on the roof and all that.
Well, I can't guarantee solar will be the option, but it'll be something along those lines. Yeah.
But that's a different topic, that's the town hall design. I just want to say within
Right.
what this ordinance says.
Okay, yeah, it's just a redevelopment plan, so a redevelopment plan to design the building.
No,
Just for the reason that
it's just
This is
that.
designated.
All right, great, thank you very much.
Okay, are there any other members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance number 2017-3200? Seeing no further members of the public come forward, move to close the public portion and move for adoption.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore?
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino?
Yes.
Mayor Schmidt?
Yes.
Next will be the public hearing for ordinance 2017-3201, ordinance amending chapter 465-96 of the Code of Middletown, adding parking restrictions along Crawford Road.
Are there any members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance 2017-3201? Ms. Hammond.
I live,
Just give your name and address.
Susan Nolan, West Main Street, Crawford. Now, I have a lonely house right there on that strip of road that will have no parking, and I don't oppose no parking. But I think that the wording needs to be a little different. People, that they should, there is a school, that people park on both sides of the road, and it creates a bottleneck when they turn out to cross the road. And I think to say no stop and standing, because they feel that they're in the car, and they're not parked, so they must they'll just stop and wait there regardless. I don't know, maybe if you keep it as no parking, so you police it a little, it might, deter some people.
So I spoke to, let me cut you off. I spoke to the chief earlier this evening regarding that exact thought. The thought process is that no parking in the state, under the state ordinance has a no idling part, but under the guise of parking, whether you're in the car or not, is still considered parking and it would be enforced. But if we do have to at some point make an amendment to just be more clear with stopping or standing, we have the ability to do that. We want to start with parking.
Right, and I don't mind, like I say, the parking is fine. I know that that means no stopping. My brother-in-law was a police officer, I know. But a lot of people don't. So as long as it's enforced, I guess once people get the idea, they'll be fine. The other issue is it's only at school dismissal is the problem. Yet the sign says Monday through Friday, year long. Not just while school is in session or, during school, school days. And I feel that should be added on there as well. Because it's a ghost town otherwise, except from, say, 2:30 to 3:30.
So if I may, I actually live in a neighborhood on Rash where we have a restriction. Correct, and it is year-round, Monday to Friday. What I would say is, as somebody who's lived there for the past 7 years, I think enforcement, and I think the police do a great job of understanding when school is in session and when it's not, so I wouldn't be very concerned about if you put your car on the street during a non-school day on Saturday, or you have a party or something on Saturday, on a Friday and then during the summer. I could say that there's a lot of discretion there, and for my neighborhood, my whole neighborhood has discretion. But I would also say that it's very difficult to enforce. In my conversations when I did my research with the police department, I think it's difficult to enforce it for time to day. So if Brash Farms is 7 to before because of High School South and other areas around school. This isn't the only, there's some areas probably on the other side. Right, so there, no, it's all under the same ordinance, I believe. I'll have to check on Trent Pop, I don't know for certain. But I would say is, I just think it would make it harder.
Mine said before, that's not my, I just thought maybe, you know, if it didn't say school days, because then you have the whole summer where, you know, trying to meet, unless it's like school days.
I don't think it's been an issue outside of the school days, and I could speak from experience. So I hear what you're saying, but I hear what you're saying, but I can say I'd probably be the first one to hear those complaints, and I think it's.
Now, I have one other issue, and that is, it's on this, do you know the street?
I do, very well.
You know, and they, so it's just until Blue Jays that they want to have the no parking, just on the one side. Isn't that going to force the problem further up onto Crawford, to create the same issue just on the other side of Blue Jay? Why are they stopping on Blue Jay? Why are they not going further up onto Fish Hall? They just move, instead of just moving the problem.
Well, Chief, do you want to, address this?
The issue itself is actually brought up by the Hills Neighborhood Association. I visited a few times, and it does create a choke point in that intersection. I think people park as closely as possible in Middletown. I think you raised the issue. No, I'm sure they can park on the other thing. There's nothing to prevent them from parking on the south side where the sidewalk is. I know it's a Blue Jay, so I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, you can't legislate common sense.
I mean, they will, but once they pass Blue Jay, they're going to still park.
Right, I mean, some people may park on Blue Jay.
I'm there, no one's.
It's created a little bit of a hazard, more of an inconvenience for the vast majority of people, I think, drive to and from schools, transporting the kids back and forth. There's maybe 6 or 7 people parking on a daily basis, and just creating a new amount of congestion. So I think this will alleviate it. We'll revisit, we're going to have to monitor it initially, and we'll see the modifications we make.
So we get more complaints because it just moves up the road.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think the issue is people walking further in the neighborhoods. I think they're trying to get as close as they can. But if everybody was on the south side of the sidewalk, that would be better for us.
I'm going to get it to you.
We have the ability to amend the ordinance upon the chief and the police traffic.
Because I'd rather see it solved than just push it.
A lot of times when you do this, there's no perfect fit, so we'll work on one. So we may, let it go through as is, and then adjust it as conditions on the street dictate. Okay, so, and the police are great that way. They monitor these things, and they'll get a hold of us to say, listen, this isn't working, but this would help, that sort of thing. So we'll get it right. It's just, we want to do what's right for the residents, but also, for the traffic flow and certainly, traffic in general.
I understand.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, are there any other members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance number 2017-3201? Okay, seeing no further members of the public come forward, move to close the public portion and move for adoption.
Second.
Committee Bureau?
Yes.
Committee Sedambrino?
Yes.
Mayor Schadenberger?
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is ordinance 2017-3202, an ordinance amending chapter 240-25 of the Code of the Township of Middletown governing various recreation fees for a public hearing.
Are there any members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance number 2017-3202? Seeing no members of the public come forward, move to close the public portion and move for adoption.
Second.
Commitment Fiore.
Yes, with a brief comment.
Commitment Sedambrino.
Yes.
Mayor Schadenberger.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a real brief comment. I know we've done this in kind of consultation with our youth advisory committees, our different representatives, and our recreation department. The only comment is I asked the administrator to also make sure to know if you were still maybe if you still are in attendance, please make the Board of Education aware of the change in policy of our fee structure for the turf fields, because I believe they have a complementary policy that they uphold also. So just ask you to make them aware. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is a public hearing for ordinance 2017-3203, an ordinance providing funding for construction of Poricy Park Pavilion for the Township of Middletown and appropriating $36,000.
Okay, are there any members of the public who would like to speak to ordinance number 2017-3203? Seeing no members of the public come forward, move to close the public portion and move for adoption.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore,
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino,
Yes.
Mayor Schaffenberger.
Yes.
Carries to adopt ordinance 3203. Bond ordinance 3204 will be carried over for a public hearing on September 5th. Next will be the introduction of proposed ordinances with a public hearing to be held September 5th, 2017. Ordinance 2017-3205, an ordinance authorizing new health benefits waiver policy. Motion to adopt.
Move it.
To introduce.
Yeah, move for introduction.
I'll second. I just have a quick question, though, because I'm having technology issues here. I can't link to the PDF, but can you just tell me what the difference is from the old policy?
This,
Yes, so currently, each contract has a slightly different version of the policy. This conforms to the state statute and brings them all together into one policy.
That's what, thank you. A second.
Committee members seconded that, is that right? Okay, Committeeman Fiore,
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino,
Yes.
Mayor Schaffenberger.
Yes.
Motion to adopt first reading for the public hearing September 5th. The next ordinance is 2017-3206, an ordinance expanding the list of prohibited acts on certain township-owned properties. Public hearing for this will also be September 5th.
Move for introduction.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore,
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino,
Yes.
Mayor Schaffenberger.
Yes.
Motion to introduce passes. Ordinance number 2017-3207, an ordinance establishing Halloween curfew. The public hearing to be held September 5th, 2017.
Move for introduction.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore,
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino,
Yes.
Mayor Schaffenberger.
Yes.
Motion to introduce this ordinance passes. Next, we have our consent agenda, and it will include resolution 17-210 through 17-225 and the mailing out applications. 17-226, the MCOS grant application will be removed and carried for adoption on September 5th. I can have a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Committeeman Fiore,
Yes.
Committeeman Schaffenberger.
Yes. Huh?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Committeeman Sedambrino.
I said yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, next we have the Township Committee. Did I say something? Yes. I'll tell you that. Resolution 17-226 is a resolution authorizing the MCOS grant application. This item will be carried over for action for September 5th, and a public hearing will be held at that time. Okay, it is removed from the agenda for action tonight. The next item is the Township Committee acting as the ABC issuing authority. It's Resolution 17-227, resolution approving renewal of an inactive liquor license, license number 13331-33-002-004 for Hard Dock Liquors.
Okay, move for adoption.
Second. Sorry.
Committeeman Fiore?
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino?
Yes.
Mayor Schaffenberger?
Yes.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have our Township Committee comments.
Hey, Mr. Sedambrino.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple items, but I did not see here on the agenda tonight, any celebration of the solar eclipse that we've been here 4 or 5 days.
Sorry, I haven't heard about that.
And I've been certain that I looked today at 2:44, no eclipse, so maybe other people caught it. I didn't see it. There's a lot of hoopla about it, but something that last time happened was in the 70s, if I recall correctly, but nothing here on the agenda. So, however, I do feel blessed certainly to be in Middletown as opposed to any of the other communities that were on the path of the eclipse, because none of those other communities were rated the #1 safest city in New Jersey, or the 9th safest place to live. And those are things that far exceed things like the solar eclipse. So, or I could say eclipse, right? But those are the reasons why living here in Middletown, as opposed to anywhere else in the United States, it is one of the best places to live. And I do feel lucky as a member of the Township Committee to have our great police department to thank, as well as all the volunteers in the Board of Education to contribute to making Middletown one of the best places to live in the country. That's all I have this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Fiore, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. I did, unlike my colleague, get to see the eclipse on really dark glasses today, along with my kids. I think you have 5 there now. But just a few comments to echo one from my colleague, Committeeman Sedambrino. It is a tremendous honor as a representative of this community to recognize the accomplishments of our police department and our Board of Education, and everybody that in the community as a whole, everyone that makes this community such a special community, in both those recognitions of the, once again, for the 2nd year in a row, correct? I think it's the 2nd year in a row we've been a top 10 place to raise, a safest place to raise a child, and no better place in the world. A place that, as a father, most importantly, of 2 children in this community, I feel tremendously honored to be part of this community. And I sleep better at night knowing all the work and hard work our community and our police department put into making that happen. So thank you, and thank everyone for that well-deserved accolade, because it is really something that I feel really good about. I think this community as a whole should really feel really good about that. Just on a separate note, and a side note, one of the things that I know the mayor has really taken the lead on this over the last couple of years has been working really closely with our veterans and working for Veterans Affairs. And one of the things I'll announce tonight that I know that I've been working on, and in consultation with the mayor and the Township administration, is many of you are probably familiar with Fort Hancock. And Fort Hancock, if you're not familiar, is a historic fort over on Sandy Hook. Now, not many of you may be familiar that Sandy Hook is technically part of Middletown Township. We don't own the land per se, but it is still part of our jurisdiction and boundaries. There's been a lot of press over the last few years, especially post-Sandy, about the condition of Fort Hancock. And I know I was a former representative of the Fort Hancock Commission. I know that the mayor is a current representative. I believe the administrator is a current representative. Deputy Mayor Murray is or was a representative on that committee. And so we've been thinking, because it is such a great place, an historic place, but the buildings are potentially in such a state of disrepair as to what is going to be the future of Fort Hancock. And I know we have a very big say as a community in that. But in working with our Middletown Redevelopment Corp, an extension of our housing authority, we've been working for a plan to potentially take one of those buildings and create something that I think would be really special, and that would be housing for veterans in need. Housing for veterans who may either be lower income, who've come back, or actually now, elderly, or have served our country so gallantly and so bravely. And I think it's the least that we can do, and I'm really excited about. I know that I've attended several meetings and tours with the MRC out there. I believe Mr. Representante is working on a proposal to the National Park Service to allow us to do this. I believe this will be something that will be part of our potential housing plan that we may get some affordable credits for, which I think is another win for the community. But I'm real excited about the prospect of helping veterans and building some affordable housing to give back, because I don't think there's enough of that in this country. We read every day about veterans being foreclosed and things of that nature. So I think it's just another extension of what we do here in Middletown, whether it's working with our Veterans Affairs committees to name streets, or have job fairs, or do whatever we can do to support our veterans. I think this is just another great thing that we can do that hopefully we will set the leading example for. So it's something I wanted to mention tonight because I know that the ball is going forward. It's my hope that the National Park System will, and the committee will accept the recommendation, and I think the rehabilitation will be a great thing. So I look forward to hopefully breaking ground on that and putting a shovel in the ground this fall. So thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I just want to give a pat on the back to Tony Fiore, because he was the one who thought of utilizing that limited to veterans. So that was a brilliant idea, I think, and kills so many birds with one stone, where you have these historic buildings that we're looking to rehab, and what better use than to have veterans occupy a former military facility. So it's really a tremendous project and proposal, and let's hope that it does come to fruition. Even though it's been summer, there's been a fair amount of activity around town here, so I'm just going to go over a few of them. Tony Mercantante and I, the administrator, hosted a development forum at the Arts Center July 26th, I think, or 25th. And it's a fairly good turnout. It's always nice to see people come out, and we're able to walk them through. And this is one of the things that, I think they should teach in high school. So listen to me, okay? In civics, how things work in town locally. Everybody knows the executive branch and judicial branch and the federal government, but really how things work here. And you can't believe the misconceptions that are out there when it comes to development, where people will call up and say, oh, you know what, we have enough nail salons. Say no to any more. You can't do that. So it was a really great opportunity to be able to walk through not only the process, but some of the projects that are going on in town here. And I think people felt a lot better. There's a big collective sigh of relief when they heard how on top of things we are, and the good things that are happening, and the fact that we have over 6,000 acres of preserved land in town, and we're always looking to purchase or encourage landowners to preserve it on their own, which would really hold the landowners themselves really hold all the cards, because in this country the Constitution says you have private property rights to development within certain parameters that we set down. So it was a great night. It's going to be on the website, I think, soon, right? Okay. So we're hoping people tune in and with any questions, and we can hopefully answer everything and really arm them with how to go to the planning board and make their voices heard, their concerns heard. A couple of other things. There was a Breast Intentions event at the Arts Center a couple of weeks ago. And Breast Intentions is a really great group. There were about 30 or 40 volunteers out there when I went. And they raised money for cancer victims who are going through the process. And they help them maybe pay utility bills. So it's really a great thing. So it's great to see so many young people get involved in such a worthy cause. This past Sunday, the VFW had their annual picnic. I had never seen it so crowded. I could barely get a parking spot, so it was really great to see. The weather was picture perfect, which didn't hurt either. So it was good to see such a good turnout supporting the VFW. They are true patriots and do so much for the town. We in the Township Committee are involved heavily with them, the VFW and the American Legion, I should point that out. And it's always a great time getting together with those guys. And, we kind of forget, and I can probably remember it better than anybody in the room here, that the Vietnam vets are now in their 70s. They used to be the young guys I remember as a kid coming home from the service, and now they're getting up in years. So it's great to help them with their various initiatives. The Native State Firemen's Fair was last week, and I know all 3 days. Thursday was a tremendous day, so was Friday. Saturday was one of those days where we thought it was going to monsoon, and we ended up canceling the farmer's market, and it never did quite rain. But from what I understand, it was very successful. Their lobster night was a big hit once again. And we think we live in this huge town, which we do, 42 square miles and 67,000 people. But when you go to the fair and you see kids riding the hook and ladder, do they still call it hook and ladder? Or I'm showing my age once again. But seeing kids all excited to ride on a fire truck, it really shows that small town spirit we have within the confines of a very large community. So it's really a great thing to see. And with that, I think, one other thing, I did an Eagle Scout ceremony yesterday at the VFW too, and let me tell you, every time you read the paper and you read about some kids getting into some nonsense and you think, oh my God, we're doomed, go to an Eagle Scout ceremony and it'll renew your faith in the future. This kid, I asked him, where are you going to college? Well, I haven't decided, either MIT or Stevens. Like, whoa, okay. So he obviously knows his gazintas. So it was really good to see that. It's quite an achievement. So we're very proud of all of the Eagle Scouts that we seem to have a bumper crop every year. And with that, enough out of me. Thank you.
Okay, this time, we'll open up the meeting for public comments.
Okay, and I just want to remind everybody to please state your name and address for the record, and please keep your comments in 5 minutes, okay? All right, let's get this party started. Yes, sir. Yanks are off tonight, huh?
Leo Christoph, Middletown. I guess 3 points in 5 minutes. Freehold boroughs received a total of about $33 million from the state for basically school aid, renovation, infrastructure improvement, and an oversized student body of 1,700 that exceeds the school capacity by 500. And told from one of the board members is due to immigration. That's just the context. I'd like to submit, with your permission, copies of my property tax bills for the final 2016 preliminary and 2017 tax bill, and the current one, the 2017 final and 2018 preliminary taxes. I think there's manipulating statistics here. We're not using a calendar year. We're using a split calendar year. And I guess it's we trail the state budgeting and come in sync with that. But however, my observation, quote error astronomy, I don't know if my mathematics is correct, but the mathematics I have presented here, you can have some accountant figure it out, whether my conclusions, mathematical conclusions.
Leo, I just want to remind you that the property tax system in New Jersey is set by the state. Okay, so we have to, go within the confines of the milestone, of the deadlines that they set down. And, I just want to point that out. It's a state system.
But not a good one.
Right.
I hope you indulge me an extra minute of it. At any rate, I'll come back on September 5th. My property tax bill, when you take the 2016, 2017 final preliminary and compare the statistics against the final 2017, preliminary, final 2017, and preliminary 2018, it shows, based on my statistical study, that the 2016-2017 tax, according to the tax bill now, only this document that I used to pay, and it's certified. There's a difference between the two tax bills that I have explained. $631. So my taxes will have gone up $631 from 2017, 2018, from 2016, 2017 to 2017, 2018.
Did your assessment change, Leo? Your assessed value?
The assessed value has gone up by about maybe $31,000. But nonetheless,
So what percentage was that assessed value changed?
what's it?
What percentage is $31,000 of your assessed value?
I don't have that.
So that's probably where the calculator, I'm happy to review it for you and talk to you after the meeting, but I suspect that can have a pretty big contributing factor.
The document that this government has given me shows, if my mathematics is correct, there's an increase of 12.4%. According to this document, when you compare the split levels, final and preliminary, against one another, the last two budgets. So I'd love to have a conversation, if you'll take this and give copies, but if I conclude that it goes to the freehold grants of money from the state. There's a meeting of the Board of Ed Wednesday night, and they're considering whether they're going to approve or disapprove the budget in extraordinary emergency circumstances by $356,772. Apparently on the agenda. We already have an increase of $760 this year in the school board for the next 4 years after this year in each budget to pay off $3.8 million. And the board's going before you with the supervisor, accepting two members. The biggest increase, this is my last statement, the biggest increase in the municipal budget, which includes the county and this municipal government and the school board. When you say municipal taxes, it includes those three governing bodies.
So no, property taxes includes municipal, board of ed, and county, and library, and so forth.
So, the school board, because of this incentive program and this latest problem of the state Senate underfunding, according to, I guess, the school board, Amy Gallagher, the treasurer, in comparison, and the state can say only one thing to your student body has dropped the numbers, so we're dropping the dollars for you. But why is a place like, by comparison, a place like Freehold Borough getting about $33 million for the school aid and the other aid or whatever for construction? This is where my emotions are, not where maybe my reasons in it. We have a problem controlling the movement of populations around in this county. And I have asked the freeholders, how are we securing the border of New Jersey? And how are we securing the border of Monmouth County and the 53 townships and their borders from invasion of people who will become utterly dependent? And that always goes, and you frequently hear, these books are free, these DVDs are free. They're borrowed, all the material up in that library are borrowed materials paid by the taxpayers. There's nothing free. They're free to borrow, but they're not free to be owned by the township.
Leo, yeah, I know you're up to 5 minutes. You're asking questions that are way beyond the boundaries of municipal answers or, jurisdiction, certainly.
Well, I would just ask you to consider that I'm an average college-educated person, nothing brilliant. I wouldn't stagger anybody's mind, but maybe there's people, if they study what's going on in government, and they get this studying going on in the high school full-time, where you have the Constitution of the state and the Constitution of the United States being taught at that level, at least in the high school, and it's so people can understand these kinds of tax statements that come out. Maybe I represent only 100 people who think about this, but possibly I may represent 50.
Leo, don't worry. You don't have to worry about history. It's going to be wiped from the books pretty soon. You won't have to worry about history in class in school anymore after a while, the way things are going. So.
But I will say, Leo, for the amount of money the state dictates in school funding, especially to Abbott districts, it is kind of amazing that they don't want to teach civics.
Well, look at Lakewood, the money that's poured down.
I guess the money doesn't make it to civics class.
Thanks, Leo.
Thank you for the extra time, I appreciate it.
Okay, is there anybody else who would care to speak? Yes, sir.
Good evening once again. My name is Don Watson, living in Mount Collins Drive. I noticed in the public notices that we're looking to hire a redevelopment planner.
Yes.
Is that to design the municipal center?
No, that's not. The idea of hiring a redevelopment planner is that the township is looking to consider other areas of the town for designation as areas that need redevelopment. So this person would be used to do the necessary studies that are required by law to establish areas that need redevelopment. So we would have somebody, rather than do an RFP every time we have to do one, we're going to bring a consultant who will be able to utilize when we need it.
Okay, Siobhan's not capable of doing that?
Absolutely she is, and we probably will do some of that in-house too, but it would be too much workload to do multiple designations if that's what we end up doing, plus our regular duties.
Okay. I also noticed that in the public notice it says that the job description is available online. I looked all over the website and couldn't find it. Do you know where maybe I missed it or something?
The description for the planner,
Yeah.
it should be in the RFP.
Yeah, so it was posted on the township website.
I don't know, it should be out there. I'll check in the morning to make sure.
Okay. Yeah,
If
just
you
curious.
couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's something around it. Sometimes it's hard to find some things that
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
Should be there for sure.
All right, great. Thanks for your time.
Okay. Is there anybody else who would care to speak? Going once? Okay, seeing no members of the public come forward, we'll close the public portion and move for adjournment.
Thank you.
Yes.